I think if we start now, others will come and join us along the way.
All right, that's fine. Where do we stop? Okay, so I think we started with looking at the data types, the new data types, right? We showed how to format tables with shortcuts. I think we look at Excel shortcut. We look at some of the rules. So what are some of those rules you mentioned? No empty rows, no empty columns, one row of header, no totals, subtotals, right? Dates, categories, no structure, right? They will mention certain things that in Excel avoid merging cells, right? They mention avoid merging cells. Okay, so rather repeat them. Okay, avoid hiding rows, columns, or sheets. Avoid hiding it as much as possible. Okay, so those are some of the rules. Then I showed you guys the spreadsheet SSROB, right? Did anybody download to look at it? Okay. Then we looked at blank. So we looked at how to remove blank rows. So how do we remove blank rows? What is the shortcut to remove blank rows?
Control G or F5, then remove blanks.
Yes, but always remove the columns manually first.
Manually, yeah.
Okay. But in case the columns are quite, there are a lot, then when we get to Power Query, I'll show you how to remove them. Okay, free space, so the same thing. We know how to use free space, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes, sir.
Then we showed conditional formatting, right? All the highlights greater than, less than, equal to dates. So we went through all these ones, okay? So when we get to formulas, we'll still come back here. So how to customize your conditional formats using the formulas. Then we showed you different ways of sorting and filtering, isn't it? Sorting and filtering. But there's one thing again I wanted. I don't know if they mentioned this one. Sorting by colors. Did we talk about sorting by colors?
No, I don't think so, sir.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
I thought we were not in the class. We were writing exam then.
Oh.
Some of us, so some of us.
All right. So we know how to do the normal sorting, right? Top to bottom, left to right. I'm sure we are familiar with that. How to sort normally.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We also know how to filter, right? So sometimes when you use your filter, sometimes when there are certain colors, you can also sort by colors too. So can you see that? Sort by color. Okay, or filter by color. Okay, so you can also do that. So if I want blue, so that means the blue will come first. But if I don't want any color there, then I'll say no fill. And it sorts no fill on top. Okay. So yes, you can also sort by colors. Then the same thing can happen. You can say filter by colors. I only want the yellow. Right? So that's filter. So you can clear filter. Okay. So that's basically, so you can sort by color, you can filter by what color. So that's another thing you should also take note of. Especially when you do your conditional formatting, you have put the colors, right? So you can now sort it. And everything that has colors will now come up. So that's one. Then remember again that when you are using your filter, if you copy, you cannot paste it on this same sheet here because of those hidden rules. Okay, so the best thing is just take it to a new sheet and paste your filtered data. Okay, what again did we talk about? Yes, talk about removing duplicates, right? So we know how to remove duplicates now, isn't it? We know how to remove duplicates.
Yes.
Yeah. Then there's a function that we also should, right? What's the name of the function?
Unique.
Unique, isn't it? Unique. So, but this for those who have the new Office Excel 365. Okay. So it will filter and your original data will remain intact. Okay, so you can use the unique word function. Okay, converting to tables. So first of all, you must ensure that first of all your data is clean, right? And you know what a clean data looks like now. Do we all know what a clean data looks like now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, good, good, good. So once you notice your data is clean, then you just put it in an Excel table. And what is shortcut to put in an Excel table?
Control T.
Control T, yes. So once your data is clean, you see that you just pick the whole table automatically. Pick the entire table automatically. Okay. Then you can now come and format the way you want it. You can come, drop. You can pick any of the edition that you want. Okay, yeah. All right, that's fine. So remember, the moment you put your data in a table, we notice that, how do you differentiate, how do you know that it's an Excel table?
You see table design.
Yes, you see what?
Table design.
Table design, exactly. You can see table design here. That's what will make us know that this is what an Excel table. Okay. But we showed the last time that sometimes we can also remove this. You want to remove, yes. So it still looks like this. Even if I put a filter, is this an Excel table?
No.
No, it's not.
Why? It has the filter, it has
There's no table design there.
there's no table design of that. Okay, so if I press the Control T back, can you see I have the table design now? So this is an Excel word table. And the moment you see that is an Excel table, so the moment you have an Excel table, what you just do, make sure you would label the table. Okay. So always label your Excel table. Best practice, always label your Excel table. So here we'll call it what now? Table D, table 3. What should we call it now? So let's call it sales. Okay, sales already exists.
Revenue.
Oh, okay, revenue. All right. So the table name is called what? Revenue. Now, if you take notes, you notice that, so when you see banded rules, so this banded rules, if I remove this, can you see that? These are called banded rules. So if I put banded columns, so you see some formats, then you can now come here and choose whatever you want. Okay. So if I remove banded columns, okay, so banded rows. Okay, so you see it's, then if you want to remove your filter buttons, you can remove your filter buttons there. Then you can put your total. So remember when we said in your data there should be no word total, right? So it is also easy to put it there. So you can remove your word total in case you have it there. Then first column, you notice that you're going to have them also the last column. So are you noticing the format? Do you notice the format? So if you want to have on the first column, do you notice what's happening?
Yes.
Row header, I want it there. I want on the first column. Can you see it? Okay. If I want to put on the last column, I can also do that. So you are seeing the shape there. Those are the different formats you can do for your tables. Okay. These are the various formats you can do for your tables. So once you have formatted it the way you want it, then the next thing you can do is to, so if I want to remove it from this, if I formatted it this way, if I want to remove it from the Excel table, I'll just click convert to range to give me, to just leave the whole formatting, but it's no longer an Excel table. Okay. So once we are done with that, then we come here to summarize with pivot table. So that's the next stage we are going to, pivot table. Okay, this table name is called customer. Okay. So if I want to analyze it, I just come here to summarize with pivot table. Okay. So if you remember that one we called revenue, if I type revenue here, it will still take me to a new listing. If we use customer, still the same thing. Okay, so we have customer and revenue referring to the same data sets. Okay, now when we are, if you have gotten to this stage now, what happens is that you will need to first of all have the questions you need to answer. Okay, you need to have the questions you need to answer. So in terms of who is buying, is it not, where are they buying, where are they buying? So it all depends on the kind of data you have. So if it's sales data, then those questions you have, you want to answer them using a table. Okay. So remember that in our data sets, we can break them into two parts. That the data, we can break them into two parts. So there's a part we call the quantitative data and qualitative. Okay. Again, we can break it into two sides again. We can look at it in terms of what they call it now, the fact table. And we can look at in terms of dimension table. Okay. So the fact table, have we talked about fact table and dimension table?
No.
Did we talk about fact table and dimension table?
No,
No.
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 No. Okay. All right. So maybe when we get to, so let me leave it first. Let me leave fact and dimension table. Let's understand it from quantitative and qualitative. So you see, when we talk about quantitative data, right? These are the ones that have numbers. Right? They have numbers, they are numeric. But take note, not all numbers. And these qualitative are the ones that have text. Okay. So take note of numbers. So for example, if I have something like an account number, if I have a phone number, let's say phone number. Now, what data type is this? What data type is this?
It's qualitative.
What data type?
Numeric.
It's numeric.
It's numeric. All right. Now, what makes it numeric? Now, numeric means that you can apply mathematical operations on them or arithmetic operations on them, which means I can add, I can subtract, I can multiply, I can divide, and they will make meaning. A phone number, does it make sense to add two phone numbers together?
Nope.
Does it make sense to add two account numbers together? No. Or two postal codes?
No, sir.
So in that case, even if they look like numbers, technically they are not numbers. They are just used to what differentiate, so they can be seen as what text. Did you get that?
Yes.
So there are some numbers that we look at them, they look like numbers, but yet they act as what qualitative, because we cannot carry out what arithmetic operations on them. So they are not what numeric, but rather what qualitative. Do we get that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
All right. Good.
But sir, I have a question.
Yes.
So how does Excel know the difference?
So that's the thing. By default, if I type a phone number here, so what did you notice?
Took away
It's
the zero.
It took away the zero, isn't it? So in this case, it recognizes it as what?
Number.
As numbers.
It's a number, isn't it? But you know here, because something is missing, what is missing here?
Zero.
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 So for me to put the zero, I put the apostrophe sign there and put zero there. So now it will read it as what?
The text.
Text.
Now the full number is there. Okay. The same way, even if I put an account number like this, okay, so it's reading it as a number, isn't it? So what you can also do, you can also what, format it as what? A text, and say, oh, okay. So it's now formatted as what? A text. So the thing is that whenever you drag numbers, you see automatically it tries to sum them up immediately. But when it's a text, it doesn't summarize them. It will just leave it as it is. Okay, so that way you have to be careful that yes, Excel sees some as what numbers, some as text, but you need to also be careful and be able to what identify which is a number and which is a text in terms of analysis. Okay. Now, when you are also analyzing that, so we look at it this way. So I'll analyze it. So this is my X, this is my Y. Okay. This my Y are the ones that will have the values or the quantitative data. This my X is going to be like the qualitative. So I'll analyze it qualitative by what? Quantitative. So for example, I can have region by sales. Okay. I can have customer by quantity. I can have, so that means here I'll have my customers here, I'll have the quantity here. If, for example, category by profits, it means I will have my category here, I will have my profit value here. Okay, so that's the same way when you are drawing your tables also, is the way you think about it on paper. Okay, as long as you can draw it on paper, your table, how you want the report to look like, that's the same way you are going to do it in your pivot table. So let me clean this and show illustration. So just be able to understand how you can what categorize your data, okay, into category either categorical variables or what you call qualitative variables. Let's look at this. So let's come here. So let me take this out. All right. So if you look at this in your pivot tables, right? So you notice you have row, column, values, filter. Okay. So all you do, you are just dragging and dropping. So some people, they will prefer coming to this. You can change it like this. So you come down to the where is my option? Where is the pivot table? Where does it disappear to analysis? Fields. Can you see where it is? So in case you are looking for it, can you see your field under pivot table analyze? Can you see your field list? Okay. So if I come to
Yes.
the opposite, if I come back here, so sometimes by default it's this way. Some people they prefer it side by side. Okay, so filter, row, column. Okay. So either way you want to do it, okay? So let's do that. So it means that on this side, right? These are where your qualitative variables should be, either on the row or the column, or it can be both. Then the quantitative will be under values. So if I ask myself, okay, this segment, is it qualitative or quantitative?
Qualitative.
Qualitative. So
Qualitative.
will it be on filter, column, row, values? Where will it be?
Rows or column.
Either rows or columns. So if I drop it, they can see it as summarized there. Then if I come down, I have to analyze it. So it's qualitative by quantitative, isn't it? So if I take my sales, where will I drop sales?
On column.
Values.
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 Do you see that? But if you have taken it to your columns, can you see what it's looking like? Is this what you want to do?
Nope.
No.
Exactly. So this is much better. Okay. For example, I can still add category here. Can you see that? Then I can even take region and drop it here. Can you see that? Are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's make it simple as possible. All right. So this is what we have here. So assuming again, I want to create another one. So for example, your question was which segment has the maximum revenue or has the highest revenue, right? So you have another question you want to answer. So if I want to answer it, what do I do? I'll just click here. So I've analyzed it here. So I can label here. So let me hit label here segment. Then I come here, call here total. So you can just type on it to edit them. Then here I have sales. Because you have another sales here, it will give you an error. So let me call here revenue. Then what is shortcut to format the numbers to put the currency? What is shortcut to put the currency?
Ctrl+Shift+4.
Ctrl+Shift+4, that's it. Ctrl+Shift+4. Okay. So if I want to create another one, I will click here, insert pivot table. What was the name of the pivot table?
Revenue.
Revenue. So I'll just type revenue. Okay, can you see? Do not create it here for me. Most times, if you don't do this, it will not take you to a new sheet. Okay. All right. So let's take another one. Let's say region. And take note again, it's arranged in like in alphabetical order if you want it. So where is it? Sort. If you want it A to Z, can I see that A to Z, sort it out A to Z for you. So you can now pick what you want. But if you understand the order in the table, that's the same way it's picked. So let's say region. So let's take region. So where would I drop region now? On the row.
Rows.
Then where do I take sales to?
Rows or columns.
Where do I take
Values.
sales to?
Sales to values.
Value.
Yes. So the same way I'll call here what region. I'll call here what total. go here, let's say revenue. Then I can format this. So the same way, what do I do again? Insert pivot table. What's the name of the table?
Revenue.
Revenue.
Revenue. Click OK. What do I want to analyze? Let's say category by profits. So the same way, I come here, category, total, profit. If I have profit, it will give me error. Okay. So that, what can I call it now? Let's say total profits. Then I can now come here and mark that.
Sorry, Dr. Francis, why is it giving you error?
So if you look at here, can you see I have profits here?
Yes.
So any name I put here, to already, since it's already here, to give me an error.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, sir,
Yeah.
is there a problem? Is there a reason why they all have the same name? Can't we name each pivot table something different? Or are we considering this entire sheet as one pivot table?
This is one pivot, this is one table. Yes. This is one table.
Entire sheet.
Yeah, the entire sheet is a table, yes.
Okay.
Because if you do that and you have it separate these things, then it will be difficult for you to now. It will look clumsy because all of them will be on the different sheets. Okay, so that's why remember what we said, that when you're working with your sheet, you have your data sheet, you have your analysis sheet, and you have your report sheet. So this one we are dealing with here is our analysis sheet. So all the analysis you are going to be doing will be in this place. So if there's any issue, you can always come back to this sheet and check where the problem is coming from. I don't know if that answers you.
Yeah, I'm okay. It does.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So which other questions can we ask based on this data so that we can analyze it?
You can ask what's the most profitable state?
What's the most profitable state? So what do we do to answer that question?
So we select states in the rows, then we select a profit in the in one column, then profit in the profit in the values.
All right, so revenue. So we have what? States.
Yes.
Right. Then we have what? Profit where?
Profits in the values column.
In the values.
Yeah.
Then we now label here. States.
States.
Label here what?
Total profit.
Total profits. We call here total. And we can format this. Any other question you want to ask the data?
Yes, can we now know, can we now arrange the total profit in descending order?
In descending order. So if that's the case, I want to sort by what now? Sort by what now?
Z
Profit.
to A.
To A.
By profit.
Z to
No,
A.
by like A to Z.
If I do A to Z, it's
That's
just in alphabetical order. So if I come to
Options.
more sort options, right?
Okay.
More sort options. So look at it. So you see what we have here already. I will not come here to sort, but I don't have the filter here. I have the filter here. So I come more sort options. So I want to sort by what now? Total profits.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Is it in an ascending or
Yes.
descending order?
He
Do you
said
understand?
descend.
Ascending.
Yes. So Is it ascending or descending?
Ascending.
Descending.
Descending.
Descending from highest to lowest.
Ascending is what?
Lowest to
That's
highest.
lowest to
highest.
Descending is what?
Ascending
Highest
is
to
highest
lowest.
to lowest.
Highest to lowest. So we switch it now from ascending to what? Descending.
Descending.
So I'll now switch it here. Total profits. Can you see that now? And click OK. Then to highlight it this way. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
So you notice again, sometimes like this data, can you notice that it's quite large? Yeah.
Yes.
I want to further filter it and say top 10. Top 10 states by profit. Top 10 states by profit.
Okay.
So I'll come here to value filter. Can you see value filter?
Yes.
So I'll see top 10. Can you see top 10?
Yes.
So if I want it top 5, I can reduce it to 5.
Okay.
So can you see items by? So if I want it in some percent or whatever, that's profit. So let's leave it by top 10. So click OK. So that's it. So top 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Which other question you want to ask the data?
We can ask the data what months they made the most sales.
Okay, so which variables do you need to answer that? So insert.
I think that would be easy. Other the dates and the other dates and the sales or the revenue.
So dates.
Yeah.
So your question was what? What
The month they had the most sales, like the month they have the highest sales.
Okay. So you notice once you take your dates into it, like it automatically detects it like this. So what you can do, if you are looking for months, what you just do, remove.
Yes, I'm quoting.
You see that? So instead of doing that, let me uncheck that. So let's check that again. See, sorry. Let me take that to. Where's my order dates? Yes, order dates. Okay. So if I remove the years, if I remove the quarters, I have it like this.
Yeah.
Now, but you need to understand what's the implication of what you are doing here. Okay. If you take note of this, so anytime you have your pivot table like this, if I double click on this, you know what it has done for you? It will take you back to your original date. It will show you the data that makes up that summary. So if you notice here that you have everything for what? So you notice here, this is where your date is, isn't it? So January 1st, so you see all the data there. Okay. But okay. So what this is simply doing now is that, so you see first, second, third, okay? So what it's doing is that all the January, you add it up. All the February, if you add it up. All the March add up till December. So does this make sense?
No, it doesn't.
So what would be better to show?
Maybe the average sales.
Beautiful. So rather, it's better to show the average. So what you can do? So you can come here. And you see, you switch it to what the average here. The average, and click OK. So rather, it has changed to average sales. All right, which other question do we want to ask?
You can also now do the descending order thing to know which month is the which month is the most.
Alternatively, You know, for dates, the month should be January to December, right?
Yes.
So what again you can do here is to what? Remember your conditional formatting, right? So you can also use condition. Let's even format this. Okay, so we can also use conditional formatting here. Conditional formatting. So what are your bars? Can you see them now?
Yeah.
All right, which other question do you want to ask?
Of the furniture, which subcategory has the most sales?
Okay. All right. You know that why they say as analyst, you torture the data. If you torture the data long enough, it will confess to anything. Okay. So you just take again. All right. So let me pick another one. Revenue. Okay. So what do you say?
Of the furniture.
Something like this.
Yes, or we're just looking at furniture.
Just furniture. Okay. All right. So you want to now check which one has the highest, isn't it? Then you can now take your conditional formatting there again and font it darker, something like that. Okay, which other thing you want to ask? So which other question do you want to ask? Your data.
Hello, Dr. Francis.
Yes.
So I just want to clarify that conditional formatting that we just did here can be used in place of arranging in ascending and descending order.
Yeah. So if you, in case you just want to see it at a glance, instead of rearranging your data, you can use your conditional formatting. Just put the bars to just show you. Because, like for example, when you looked at this number, notice 24242. So by looking at your naked eyes, you cannot easily see that difference. But with the bars, it will quickly demarcate it for you.
Okay, all right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, which other question do you want to ask?
So, just from looking at the conditional formatting you did, it therefore means that the when we apply conditional formatting, the highest value usually has the entire bar covered in color.
Yes,
Then
yes,
all the other values are like kind
in
of
relation
ratios
to
to that.
yeah,
Relation to that highest
exactly,
one.
exactly. Even if we use although when we come to spark lines, when we get to chat, I'll show you spark lines.
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
Can we use if scenario here?
Use what?
If scenario, suppose the budget if we constrict the budget, or if furniture production is reduced, does it affect sales of technology or like dependency? Is it possible on
Okay.
pivot?
So you're writing the functions. So as long as this data is here, right? You know, at the end
Yes,
of the day, you can copy this data out. You just copy it out to a new sheet. You get? You can copy to a new sheet, then do whatever you want to do there. So whatever rule you are asking, so if what? If what?
if the furniture like sales decreases, does it affect office appliances if there's any relationship, or if
Okay, so what you are doing, that one is a regression now. What you are doing is
okay,
like a regression. So you are now trying to forecast. So if furniture increases by this, by how much will it affect this?
yes,
Yeah,
sometimes
that's
do you
it.
use it in pivot table, or
You
is
can
entirely
do that. You can do that in your private. But that
okay?
one means that you have to first of all run the regression, put the model there.
Okay,
You
okay,
get the same way we forecast. The same way you try to forecast.
okay.
So it's very possible to do it. Yeah, it's possible to do that. Okay, so these are the basic things. So one thing is that before you have the data, there's a problem. So based on the problem, you are asking several questions. Okay, and sometimes when you even try to analyze your data, you see those questions you are asking, there are even some answers it will give you to questions you didn't even ask. Okay, so that's another thing you take note of. So for example, here I have my months, I have my total, I have my average sales. Okay, good. So category total sales total. Okay. So if I wanted to do like a yearly, if it was yearly now, let me remove that. Okay. So if I want to make it yearly, so this is monthly. So if I was to make it yearly, so the same way, insert pivot tables, your revenue. Okay, so I take my order dates, take my sales here. Okay, so if I want to make it here, that means I will drag this out, and I have my year. Okay, so this is what year. This is total. This is total sales. I have that. If I want it by quarter, same thing. Insert revenue. Okay, other dates. Take my sales there. So the same way I'll drag this out, drag other dates out. So I now have my what quarter. So this is by what quarter. Quarter total. This is total sales. That. So month, quarter, year. Okay. Now, which other one again? Okay, that's fine. Now the other things I want to show you guys now. So what we are doing is that you have several questions, right? That you
Sorry,
want to
Dr.
answer.
Francis, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, the quarters that we are having there, is it for a particular year or it's referring to the quarters for all the years?
Yes, so that's another question. So this quarter means that it's taking, so if I double click on it now, if you check, can you notice that it's for all the years?
Okay.
It's for all the years. So will it make sense to analyze it by the total of, if I take the total of all of them, will Did that make sense?
No, no.
Hello,
So
doctor.
rather,
To an average.
better. So rather do what an average.
Average.
But
Yes.
hello, doctor.
Yes, sir.
Can we sort it by years? That's from the raw data.
Yeah, if you want to sort it by years, right?
So that it is easy for you to do it in a yearly form.
Yeah, you can do that. But again, if you want to break that in, so that means you have to have quarter and year.
No, you have the years because it's like it's mixed.
No, I already have this year.
Okay.
You get, I have the one for year, I have the one for quarter. Yeah,
But
because
the
it's
quarter-
mixed. Yeah, because it's mixed now.
Yeah.
You can sort it out.
Yeah.
Okay, you can sort that out. Okay. Though I'll show you an easier way when we get to when we are going towards when we get into Power BI. You now see how it makes life easy for you. But with this so far, this is what you do. Because that original data, you are not even touching it anymore. It's what you are trying to now what analyze. Okay, you are trying to analyze it. So this is what average sales. Okay, any other to do? So what I was trying to explain, so you have the problem, you have your questions. To answer those questions, you need data. Now you have collected the data, right? So most times this data will never be clean. So you have to what, clean and transform that data. So far the data has been cleaned. So when you're analyzing the data, when you say I'm analyzing the data, this is what they are talking about. Okay? This is what they are basically talking about. All you are doing here is what they refer to as descriptive analytics. What has happened? When you start drilling down, so all this drilling down we are now doing is diagnostic analytics. Why did it happen? So for example, if this is just chair, I double click on chair. Now, if you notice now, can you see now subcategory? Can you see only chair? You see that it has filtered it only chair. Then I can now start checking, okay, what has been happening to what chairs? So when you're now drilling down to understanding why, that is called what? Diagnostic what? Analytics. Do we get that now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Then when you are running regression to now start doing your forecast and prediction, that's known as what? Predictive analytics. Okay, it's now called what? Predictive what? Analytics. So most of the analytics you see that they use Python, R, and the rest, most of them can be done in Excel. Okay, but take notes, when the data starts getting so large, Excel can no longer handle that. So that's why we now start moving into all the R and Python. Just imagine a transaction of 1 billion rows. How can Excel handle that? Okay. So we see that those tools, because of the limitation and efficiency, because have you ever opened the file that has 1 billion rows, then try and update it? Has everybody tried that?
Yes.
Hello,
Slow,
doctor.
very slow.
Very slow, isn't it? Very slow.
Doctor,
Yes, sir.
you said descriptive, predictive, and the last one?
So we have descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics. Then you have another one called prescriptive. Prescriptive, you are prescribing what should I do to achieve this. Prescriptive, when we get to data table and maybe scenario analysis, and we'll show you that one. Okay, so far we have seen how we have raised the questions, and from the questions we are now analyzing them. But it may be more than that, because sometimes all we have been showing just a single variable. So if we go back again, let's go to. Now, let me show you something else. If you come to data, let me see data. Does not have it here. No, mine doesn't. Okay, it's not okay to not analyze it here, but let me show you. If you go to the original table, right? Go to the original table. For those of you who have, Office 365 or the new one, yeah. When you click on your home, can you see your home tab? Can you see your
Yes,
home
sir.
tab? Can you see analyze data?
Yes, sir.
So click on analyze data. So all those things we have been doing manually. Okay. So now just ask your questions. You get ask your questions here and to analyze it for you here. Can you see that? So show 30 results. So to be answering all the questions that you want. So all the thing we're doing here was the manual way. So if you have the new one, so you just click on that, analyze data, and you analyze it for you. Okay. Then here we're asking questions. Can you see bottom two segment by total profit by? Which other question do you want? Which one do we ask? Total sales by region. Can you see that? Just type the question there. So they have tried to include what an AI feature in your analysis there. So all I've been showing you is how they do it manually. Okay, but you can also use the AI feature here. So it is known as what? Analyze data. It is different from that your data analysis here. This is your data analysis tool pack. But this one here is called what? Analyze data. Do we get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what again do you want to ask again? Which other question do you want to ask data?
So this analysis just shows this. It gives us the sum of the sales by region. Can you give us the average of sales by region, like we did in the pivot?
If you have it there, just ask the question there. Average what?
Average sales by region.
Average sales by region. So let us try that. Average sales by region. Okay. Let's see. Average sales by region. And that's it there. Otherwise, you say if you torture the data, if you torture the data enough, it will confess to anything. Anything you want to tell it to answer you. Okay, so let's go back to our analysis sheet. I think we are clear with this now. We are clear with that. Okay. Now,
Yes.
some other things again I want to show you with your pivot tables. Okay. Yes.
Sorry, Dr. Francis, I checked my own Excel. I can't seem to find this analyzed data.
That's why I said, so for those who have the new version of Excel from Office 365.
Oh.
If you have Office 365, that feature is there.
Okay.
Yeah, that feature is there. But if you are using 2019, no, you will not see there. You know, normally when they keep updating Excel, you not be asking, but it looks the same now. So it is when you start getting.
I don't know. I have the Office 365. I've been trying to the account is showing 365, but some things are still not showing. I don't know what's
Yeah.
wrong.
So this analyzed data is
Yes.
not there.
No.
And it's Office 365.
Yes.
Ah,
Let's not use it to draw the class back. When
okay.
maybe I'll
No, it's
ask you
supposed to be
later.
there, but
Yeah.
okay. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
So so pivot tables, revenue. So most time whenever you are doing any analysis, this is basically what you are doing. Especially when you say you do data analytics with Excel. If you see a trading data analytics with Excel, this is what they actually do. Okay, and that's why you see most people, once they have learned Excel up to this point, they can start applying for any job as data analyst. Because basically,
Really?
yes. Once you can analyze data like this, that's all. You're already a data analyst. You can apply for any job as a data analyst. So it's just that when they use these big words, they say, I'm doing data analytics with Excel. You're wondering, is it another thing that they are doing? It's the same thing that you're seeing here. Okay, the same thing that you're seeing here. Okay. So let me show you other things again you can do. So revenue, okay. So revenue, so I was trying to show you guys. So for example, if I have region by, let's say, quantity, right? Region by quantity. Region by quantity, okay. Now I want to further analyze this table. So this is my region. This is my total. This is my quantity. Quantity already exists. So let's say total quantity. Total quantity. All right. So let me come to my field. Now, if I want to also further analyze it by the category, so I'll take the category to columns. Okay, take category to columns. So can you see how it has now arranged it? So region by what? Category. So this column here is your what category? Region by what category? Okay. Now you can also come down here. Let me filter. So if I want to also filter this, so for example, I want to filter by let's say, what should I use now? Let's look for something easy for us to use. Okay, let's say by segment. So let me take a segment and dump it here on filter. Where is my? Here is my segment. Where's my segments appear to? Let me say ship modes. Looking at my filter. Let me take it down so that let me show that you bring it out for me now. So when you put your filter, well, you are going to see a filter there. The revenue. So what I take? I took region by, let's say sales by, let's say category. So can you see it here? I think because of the listing on top. Can you see on top here? Can you see all? So if I click down here, can you see the filter? So if I take furniture, this is only furniture. If I take only supply, office supply, this office supplies. If I take only technology, this only technology. But if I want to take both, so if I say technology and furniture, This is off. So do you understand that? So this is how you filter. Now imagine now you have a report that you need to do. So let's look at this. So let's look at your. Okay, let's do this now. Let's say insert your. Okay, let me just take to a new sheet. Let me take to a new sheet. So let me show you. Let me take to a new sheet. Let me copy this table. Okay, this one has been filtered. So let me take pivot tables. Okay. So this one you have how many? This is about 9,000, isn't it? Are you seeing my new Excel sheet now?
Yes,
Or is the same old one?
you can see it.
Okay, you can see this Excel sheet here.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
pivot tables.
Where I pasted it, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now look at this. So if I have this here, is this an Excel table?
No,
No.
No. Why do you say no?
because table format. is
Table
not shown.
design.
We design is not does not exist here. On the menu.
Is this an Excel table?
This is an Excel table, but it's not in the table format.
No, it's not an Excel table.
It's not an Excel table.
Why do you say it's not an Excel table?
It doesn't
Because
have
you did not
the-
see filter.
No, because
No
it didn't
table
put the-
design.
No table design.
What is this? Is this not table design?
Where?
Where? Okay, that's what I'm asking. What screen are you seeing? So let me
Fancy table
reshare.
design.
Let me reshare again. Oh. Can you see this table here?
Yes.
Are you seeing table design?
Yeah, this is
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this is an Excel table.
This is an
This is
Excel
an
table.
Excel
This one.
table, is it?
Yeah, this is an Excel table.
So even if you don't see filter button, it doesn't mean that it will be an Excel table.
So we're actually looking at another.
Yeah, that was asking. All right, good. So this one is called, okay, let me use, this one is called customer table. Okay. Now, imagine I want to build a report for my customers. So let me know. So what do you want to find out about the customers? What do you want to find out about the customers? What do you want to find out about the customers? Yeah.
Which customers?
Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay, which customers purchase the highest number of products or something?
So you want to know which products they buy, what they
Yes.
get, so the products they buy. Yes.
You want to know
Where
where
they
they
are
are,
from.
the state where they are residing.
The states. Okay.
That's city or state.
Yes. States, yes.
The highest purchase.
The highest purchase. Okay, that one we can aggregate them. But for each of the customer, what do you want to find out for each of the customer?
How
What they
much they
purchase
are
the most.
spending.
How much they are spending? Okay.
How much
What
they're
they
spending
buy.
per segment?
What exactly they buy?
What exactly they buy? All right. So let us summarize this with a pivot table. So what's the name of this table? It's called customer, right?
Customer.
All right.
Yes.
So now let's look at it. So you say you want to see your customers by what now? Somebody said by, what do you say you want to see by?
Individual purchase.
Purchase. So what do they purchase? So what do they purchase? So what we are selling to them, right? Is what they buy. So it's just like see, let's say where's our customer now? Customer name. Then you say what they purchase. So this is the
Purchase
sales
pattern.
cost. Yeah, the sales cost. Now you notice that what has happened here, because the customers there are so many, isn't it? About how many customers? About 700 customers,
So
isn't it?
Yes.
So about 700 is too lengthy now, isn't it?
Mhm.
But what do I want to understand my customers? So I want to see what they buy, is it not the product they buy?
Yeah.
Okay, even the products are even the products are good. So let's see what again. Let me take that
Subcategory.
Segments.
Subcategory.
The subcategory. Okay, let's see subcategory. Okay, good. Subcategory, yes. You want to see the segments. The segments. Okay, or I can dump it like this. Is there anything you want to see again? Any other thing you want to see by the about these customers? What they buy, where they buy. So the states, even this, the state will be too long. Okay, let's assume this is the report you want to see.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, any other thing?
Can we know their sex, male or female?
That is not on this data.
That's qualitative.
But that's not on this data. Yeah, if it's on this data, you can actually put it there now. Yes, you can see that, but it's not on this data. Okay, let's assume this is what you want to see. Okay, so let me take the customer name and dump it here. You see that? So this is the data. So here, here is my what category. This is my subcategory. Subcategory. So this is my total. Sum of sales. This column was what segment, right? This was what? Okay, sales. So let's say total sales. Total sales. Let me format everything at once. Okay. Then let's assume I want to use let me say I want to use a conditional format there. Conditional formatting there. Okay. Any other thing I want to say again? Okay, let's. Where is my? Let's see. Okay. So assuming this is the report I want to build. So you say I've done for one, isn't it? I've done for one now, is it not? So this is all the customers, right? So let me just format all of them. So here I want to bring it. Let me use a white text there so that I can see the numbers. Okay. So this is all I have done now. So this is my entire customer. So now I want to show a report for each customer. So for example, Aaron, this is Aaron. This is Aaron's report. You see that is for Aaron. That is Aaron Bergman. So let's pick another Adam Hart. This is for Adam Hart. Okay. Now they ask you to prepare a report for all the customers. How many customers do you have?
700 something.
700. So tell me which day you are going to use to prepare this report for the 700 customers. So do you understand the problem?
If you take almost 6 months or thereabout.
So you understand the problem now, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Very
Please.
converse.
Yes. So please do not try this at home. Okay. Now, if you see your pivot, so if I go back to my pivot table, can you see my pivot table? Always, again, that best practice, always label your pivot table. So this is customer by what now? Let's say segment and category. Okay. Okay, always label. So if you see these options, can you see your options there? Can you see these options?
Yes.
Yes,
So I
sir.
click this, I click
Yes,
this
sir.
drop down. Yeah. So show report filter pages. Can you see it's by what? Customer name, that's all. Okay. So watch what is going to happen now. I want to create a report for 700 customers. Now, if your system is not fast enough, don't do this. Because if I touch it now, now tell you Excel is not responding. You see, that's why at certain level where the data now becomes large, you see the problem with Excel.
Mm.
You see the problem with Excel.
Yes, sir.
So you can just crash. So that's why when you are doing reports, maybe with your Python, R, and the rest, you see, in terms of the speed, it's going to handle it very well. Okay.
Can you use this one at night and then leave it?
And leave it. But it's already done. It's already done. Less than 5 minutes. I'm already done. All the reports are here. Can I see everybody's report now? Can I see everybody's report now?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
So what you wanted to use 6 months to do, isn't it? You have done it in less than 5 minutes. But again, it depends on the speed of your system. Some system will the Excel will just crash. So if I just right click here, you see all your customers.
Yeah, on is I could what is it 7?
What?
I mean your computer. i7, Core i7.
It's i7. It's Alienware.
Okay.
Wonderful.
8th generation. Okay.
Yes. So to create all the reports for you. So with that, you already done with all the reports. Okay. So that is one power of what? So you see, when you see the word power pivot table, isn't it? So you now see where the power now comes in. Okay. So that's how you can create as many reports as possible. So for your own case, you can do a smaller one. Let's say, for example, let's pick another sheet. So can you see 700 and what? 90 something sheets, okay? But by default, you have about maybe 255 sheets by default. Okay. But I've never tried to exhaust the number of sheets here. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me just take a new. So okay, what we can do, let me go back to that other previous sheets. So the same thing that we have done here, okay? The same thing we have done here. So now I want to create another report, or maybe just 3 pages. Okay, so let's say, for example, I come here. So pivot table, revenue. Okay, so let's say I want to see my, what I want to see now. Let's see segments by, okay, let's say subcategory by segments by profits. Okay. So can you see what the report looks like now? So this is my category. This is my total. This is my segment. This is my total profits. Now I want to prepare a report for the region based on the regions, isn't it? So based on the region, so can you see my regions? I have 4 regions. So if I click on South, this is South report. If I click on East, this is East report. If I click on, if I choose West, So I want to prepare a report for the region. So that means I will have for northeast, west, south. Okay. So what do? I'll come here, pivot table analyze. Can you see your options? Click your options. Show report filter pages. Can you see that? Show report filter pages. Region. Yes. If I have multiple, because I can also put, let's say, for example, I can put state here. And I can put state here also. So the same way, if I come here, show report. So can you see I have two here, region and state. So I want for region. So I click OK. So quickly I have, can you see south, east, west, central. So I have the reports at once. So are we clear with this?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Dr. Francis, I want to ask a question.
Yes.
When naming, when you convert information into a table and you name and you give it a name, what of the name on the tab sheet? What then happens?
Which these ones?
Yes. If you name it, does that override this?
No. This is sheet name. This is table name. They are two different things.
Okay.
You get? They are two different things. In fact, this is your pivot table. You have to also label your pivot table. Always label your pivot table. So this is a category by, let's say, category sales by what now? Segments. So we'll see that when we start doing the building dashboards from here, if you don't label this, you are going to have pivot table 1 to maybe 800. So how do we know which is which? Okay, so that's the essence of always label your tables, always label your pivot tables. Okay. All right. So another thing again I want to show you. So here, so let's say we have revenue. Okay. Now, quantity. Is quantity a qualitative or quantitative variable?
Quantitative.
Quantitative.
All right, so I put it here. Then let me put it here. So what has happened? What do you notice that happened?
Yeah, the quantity did was just to give the number.
Yes.
That's accordingly. So I don't think it actually recognizes it as a quantitative data.
Okay. So let's go back to the original table. So this is the table. Can you see quantity? Can you see the quantity?
Yes, sir.
This is not the original table. Okay, you can see it now. Yes.
Yes. So if I come here to the filter, do you notice what it has done? Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So it means it has taken everything that is here, just taking the numbers. So if it's 1 to 20 or 1 to 100, you pick everything that is there. So which means I can also analyze I can now make this quantitative variable to act as a qualitative variable. You see that now?
Yes.
So this is quantity. This is now total quantity. This is total. Now let me show you something else that you can also do. This same thing, I want to do the same thing again. So insert, so revenue. Okay, so I'll take it again. So can you see quantity? I'm taking also quantity. Now look at this. You see what it's doing is adding for us, is it not? It's adding everything up for you. The same way I can also take the average. So I can take the average. You see what it's doing? Do you know what it's doing? All the one, by the time you take all ones, take the average of one is what? Average of one is what?
It's 1.
It's
Yeah,
still
one
one.
is one.
It's still 1.
If I do a count, can you see the count? So if you count all the ones, count all the twos, count all, and that is exactly what it was summing up for you. Okay. Now this is because we are using the data against itself. So that's exactly what is happening here. Now, but imagine now, I want to analyze this data and say, okay, who are those that buy retail? And who are those that buy in bulk? Okay. So I can now say, okay, those that are, let's say, who buy below 5, we can call them retail. Those ones that buy above 5, do you understand? So anyone below 5, so anyone from 5 and above, we say is bulk. Anyone below 5, we say is what? Retail. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now what we can also do, if I come here, if I right click here, can you see that? I right click here. Can you see group? Do you see group?
Yes, sir.
If I click on group now, so if I say, how do I want to group them now? So let's say this is by what now? So end in, let's say end in 15, increase by, let's say, increase by what now? If I say increase by, okay, let me use by 5. Do you see what has done? So let's say this 1 to 5, we can call it what? Let's call this one retail. We can call this one what? Which one can we call this one now? Retail, bulk, then what? Okay, let's say bulk. Then what do you now call this one now?
Wholesale.
Wholesale. We can call it wholesale. So can you see that this is your data? You can also further analyze it by. So if you want to, how did I see wholesale retail from this data? Was this retail and bulk? Was it in this data?
No.
Okay. So you see how you can then customize your own insights and now say, okay, if in terms of profitability now, if I want to now ask, okay, which is more profitable? Is it to sell retail, bulk, or wholesale?
Retail.
We can't say until we see.
You can't say. Is it?
We can't say for
But
now.
let us now analyze it. Now. So how will we analyze that now?
Need to add another column that shows
Profit.
the profit.
Yeah. So let's create another one. So let me create another one. Insert pivot table. This is revenue. So I have here quantity by what now? By profit, isn't it? So let me copy this. Okay, sorry. So let me say retail, bulk, and wholesale. But just take note, if you try and put in another one, you just replicate it because it's seeing the same pattern already. So let's put it in $sign. So let's see. So which is more profitable?
So,
Retail.
Retail.
So you see how to now start customizing your own kind of insights.
Yeah.
So that's as long as you can. So that I say, if you torture the data long enough, it will confess to anything, isn't it? And it shows you. It even gives you answer to questions you didn't even ask. Because with this one, we could not even ask it based on the data before now. Okay, but as you keep going, you start seeing different aspects of the data. Okay, so you can still customize as much as possible. Okay, any other one? Okay, so I think that should be all with your pivot tables. Okay, so all we are going to move into now is pivot charts. So move into charts now. But with charts, so everything that we have been doing here, so everything we have been doing here, we can just simply, so if I want to do a chart now, I'll just take this, insert and put a chart. But the problem with this, your chart, is that your charts are limited. Your charts are limited. Okay, they are limited to very few. So the only ones you can do your bar chart, you can do your, so if I come to pivot charts, can you see pivot charts? Either I do my normal chart or pivot chart, anyone will work. Okay, you can do your line chart, you can do your pie chart, you can do bar charts, but scatter you cannot do all these other ones. Some boss, you can't do that. Funnel chart, you can't do that. So from this area chart, so from column chart, line chart, pie chart, bar chart, area chart, you can do all of them with your pivot tables. But all these other ones, you cannot do them with your pivot tables. So this is now the limitation of using your pivot tables. Okay. So because of this limitation, that is why your Power BI, you can now do all the visuals, even when you have summarized data like this. Okay, but in Excel, this way it has its own limitation. Okay, so we are going to be restricted with the kind of visual you can do. Okay, so for example, here, so if I take that, I can come here, insert. So I come to my pie chart, take my Google charts there. Now these donut charts, if you want to edit them, that will show you how to edit most of them. So you can pick any of the charts that you want. If you're not satisfied with the charts, you can come. I want the data labels there. But if it's too large, call out more options. Okay, so you can edit the chart as much as you want. Okay, but in case you don't want them, just come here, data labels off. Okay, then another thing again you can do, let me see, this dash. So let me click on this one, transparency. Can you see your donut hole size? So if I move it to, let's say 50%, let's say 50%, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's okay. So it looks better this way. Okay. Then another thing again, whenever you are doing your chart, always remove your grid lines so that your chart will look clean. Okay. Then sometimes if you want to remove all these this thing here, if I right click, I say hide all field buttons on charts. Can you see that? So if you hide all of them, can you see how your chart now looks cleaner now? Hide all. It looks cleaner now. Then you can now write. So what was this chart? Segment by revenue. This is what? region by revenues or revenue by region. States, for states, can we do maps? No, it will not allow us to do maps. So in that case, then I can just do a simple bar chart. I can do a simple bar chart. Take that out. Sorry. Take that out. So let's call this one revenue by states. Then I can hide all buttons. Yes. We'll try that one again. So let's say I can take this, use my line chart. So most of all these things here, before you start doing them here, so on paper, you must have done them on paper to know what you want your dashboard to look like. So I can say remove all buttons on charts. Take that out and say this is what average what. Of course, of average what sales by month. Okay, any other thing again? So that's basically it. Then, so if I want to now create the report here.
Hello, Dr. Francis.
Yes, sir.
Before we move to the report, you mentioned the chart by map. How do they do that?
So chart by map. When we come to maps, we could do that. But let me, okay, if I copy this out, so let me copy this out. Let me take it here. So this is the data here, right? So this is the data here. So if I just highlight the data, go to insert. Can you see your maps? Can you see your map?
Yes, sir.
So it has created it for you now. But on your pivot chart, it will not be able to create it for you. So that's your map there.
So how can we have the okay, this is actually what I want to ask.
Yes.
From the numbers.
Yes, this one you can just edit it as much as you want to. You have the different, but it's limited though. So because it's online, so that's why it take the contribution. Remember that we have said that this is already detecting a data type, which is geography. So now if I put maybe like states, let me say, so let's say we have Abia. Which other state do we have?
Enugu.
All right. So this one I detect that it's Nigeria. You see that?
Okay,
Nigeria. Yes. So yes, you can do this. Okay. But the problem here, why we were not able to do it, because on your pivot table, the charts that you can use are limited. Okay, the charts you can use are what? Limited. All right, so let's continue. So when you are taking you want to prepare your report now, right? You are preparing your report. So best practice, just make sure you remove all the grid lines. So come to your view, grid lines. If you want to remove your header, your heading, you can remove that. Okay, then if you take that, so that why sometimes when you see some Excel, this thing doesn't look like Excel, right? It look like a software, but still your normal Excel. So I remove that pinned. So I come back. So if I put my headings, my formula bar, but my grid lines, I can take that off. Okay. Then let me put a text box. So what do we call this text? Oh, what do we call this one now? Let's say revenue sales report. Or what can we call it? Sales performance report, right? Sales performance report. Then you can just do whatever we want. So now everything is now an art now. So now depends on you what you want to and how you want to present it. So that's why part of your as a data analyst, right? Part of the skill you also need to learn. That's why I say you need to go and learn UI UX design. Yeah, UI UX design. So that's user interface design. So with the skill in UI UX, when you are now building your dashboard, you now take into consideration what user experience. Okay. Then sometimes you see that when you are creating all these shapes, so you want let me see if I right click and shape. You see shape outline. I don't want, I just put blank. Can you see now it's no longer there? So sales performance report. So let's say I use a color there. All right, that's fine. So all those my reports I was doing here, I'll just come here. Let me cut them out. Maybe I can cut this out. So now let me call this one reports. My report. So I can come here, paste. I can paste this here. Let me take another one, cut, paste it here. Okay, let me take another one, cut, paste it here. Now there are several things we are now going to take notes. Now, when you are doing a dashboard, you are not allowed to scroll like this. Everything you should see it at once. You get at a glance. You should be able to see everything at a glance. So let me take that here. Okay, assuming this is all we want to see, right? Sales performance reports. Then another thing again, you can also.
Dr. Francis.
Yes.
Please, what keys did you use to take this table here?
Okay, it's cut and paste, cut and paste. Look at now. So for example, if I want to do another one, okay. Let me see if I have this data like this, which visual will be best for it. Recommended charts. Okay. So can you see this one?
Yes, sir.
I'll just take it, cut, Control X.
Okay.
And come here and paste.
Okay.
You see that?
Yes.
Thanks. Okay, so I can the same way I can just clear. I want to see all these things. So clear all buttons. I don't want grid lines. So either I delete the grid lines here or I come here to add and I'll say remove grid lines. I needed a title page. I needed a title. So chart title. So what will be the chart title here? This is what
sales by region.
Yes. Revenue
by region.
Revenue by segments.
By
region.
By segment, by regions. So all the ones we were doing was maybe like 2 variables, isn't it? This is now like 3 variables. So let me have something like that. Hey. Okay. Now, when you are doing your report, so I can take this. Although we are still going into chatting, but I just want to show you how you can summarize that data based on this. Okay, no, that's fine. Now, another thing again you need to also do when you are building your reports, right? So also I'll create where's my text box? So I'll come here. Where's my text? Where's my text box? Okay. So take my text box, insert text, that's my text box. So I'll put it something here like this. So there I will have to write the name of the analyst, right? Maybe I can write maybe your date, the road the thing, maybe the email. So in case they need to contact you. Okay, so let me say Francis Okoye. F Okoye at what's the date? So let's say 1, 2, 3.
That's 22.
Yes. Then you just take that and dump it somewhere. Okay. Then if you want to, put maybe insert pictures from files. So maybe this is Francis, insert. All right. I'm sure we have seen reports like this.
Yes, sir, before.
Yes. Okay. Then when we come again, I'll show you how to slicers, how to include slicers. Okay. But though I can just simply illustrate it here. So here, can you see slicers?
Yes, sir.
Just put a slicer.
Yes.
But you see, if I come to my reports here, so what I want to do now, I want to check, okay, what do I want to slice? Okay, let me slice this. This is revenue by state now, is it? So revenue by states, where is that? This revenue by revenue by states here, right? So I'll say insert slicer. So what do I want to slice it by? I want to slice it by what now? I want to slice by what now? Okay, let's say customer name. I want to slice by maybe city, or let's say states and regions. Can you see that? So these are not the slicers. So let me take all these ones and let me cut them out. So let me come to my report. Let me paste them here. So take one out. So I can adjust that. So if I click south, you notice that one is changing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If I click east, that one is changing. Wow. So in the same way, so if I come here, so if I click on this, can you see slicer now has come out here?
Yes, sir.
So I can now come here to, can you see report? Report connection. So where do I want to connect this region to? I want to connect region to where now? So do you see the essence of why? Can you see where you have pivot table 1, 10, 11? Do you know what it is?
Different pivot tables.
Yes. So do you see the essence of why you must label your pivot table?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now that means I won't even know which is which now. Do you get? I won't know which is which. So that's the essence of why you must always label your pivot tables. So let me take that down here. So here I can just be slicing by customers. So my report is now very interactive. Okay. But if what I would have done here, so this pivot table is which now? This is average sales by what? By month.
Months.
Average sales by month. Where is that? Average sales by month. So if I come here to the pivot table, can you see that that is pivot table 5? So this is what? Sales by month. This is what? Segments by revenue. This is, or let me call it revenue by segments. This is what, let's say revenue by region. This is revenue by category.
So profit by category.
Sorry, profit by category goods. Profit by category. This is what? Profit by states. Profit by states. This is, yes, this is what? This is revenue by category. So this is revenue by category. So it's those little things that, like labeling. Can you say why it will delay you? So if you have done it immediately, just do it immediately. So that when you are now doing your report now, it's not be everything. But I think that should be it. So, but let's try. So here, for example, if I want to connect it now, say slicers, I want to report connection. So report it to whom now? By segments, by, let me see. So here I have what now? Okay, let's see. Okay. So that one's in one state. Where did I get this one from just now? This is revenue by states. Okay. I thought we did top 10 states.
Yes,
We did.
we did top 10 states before.
So filter by top 10. Okay. So can I see that? So here I'll now call it what? Top 10 states.
Okay.
Top 10 states by revenue. Yes. So the same way I'll come here states. Now you see this state and this states. Because this state, if I am clicking here, can you see that it will be affecting this one? So I don't want this state to affect this table. Okay, I think that's where the problem is. So the moment you have clicked on it, so that's why some visuals you may have to connect the report, some you may not have to. So like in this case, I don't want any this thing to be connected there. So this slicer report connection. I don't want, this is profit by what? Here's one revenue by states. So let me go back there, call it. Which one was I doing just now?
I think there's another sheet. There's another sheet, maybe.
Yes. So
behind the Southwest East.
Yes. The problem is that, you know,
it's not this analysis.
No. If I do it there, it will come and affect it. So you are saying there are two.
Okay.
No, it's one. No, you know what is happening? You know, here I've already filtered. You know, on this sheet I've filtered.
Yes.
on this sheet, you want to filter it again. Do you understand? So by the time you remove the filter, that means that alter that original filter. Do you understand?
Yeah, right.
So in that case, you may not want to connect this guy to this particular sheet. This is what states by, is it revenue by states? That is revenue by state, right?
Revenue by customers.
Yes.
No, this particular one.
By states.
Is it
Revenue by
profit?
states.
Is it profits?
It's revenue. I think it is revenue.
No, somebody corrected me that it was not. This is profit now. It's profits. So we didn't label it correctly. So here supposed to be, yes, profit by state. Yes, correct. So here will be top 10 states by profits. So I don't want, because already filtered already. So I don't want to connect the report to that. So I will uncheck. So that's what states by profits. States by profits. Yes, so it's not connected. So if I click here, can you see now it's not connected? Right. Same thing with this report connection. So I don't want it connected to my state by profits, but please you can connect to any other. This is state. Do I have any other state here? Do I have state any other place? No. So I can connect it to any other place. Because if I have state, you'll notice that anywhere I have state now, it will start giving me, it will just filter everything there. So I don't want state there. Then region, anyone that has region now. So which one has region? This one has region. So I will check. I don't want it to be connected to this guy. This one has region. I don't want to connect. So I want to connect to profits, sales, and segments. So I'll come here, slicer, reports. Okay, you can connect to that guy. Profit by state, yes, you can connect. Revenue by what now? By month, yes, you can connect. And segments, revenue by segment, you can connect. Okay, so if I check this, good. All right. So are you clear with this now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So, sir, is this an option for, instead of doing the pivot table with about 3 or 4 variables, we can just do 2 variables, and when we get to the report stage, we can now slice.
Exactly. You can now start slicing. Exactly. Okay. So this is now your work report. And now the good thing about it is that, where's the data? Which data was it now?
Analysis.
No, not analysis. Which there's a table that we use here. Customer. Was it that which table did I use? Was it convert? No, it was pivot table, right? Pivot table. Pivot table was the one that had this is the original data, isn't it? Now see the beauty about it. So now imagine now I want to add another data set to it. I want to add another data set to it. So let's say I want to add furniture under what now? Furniture is under what? Furnishings. Okay. Let me take ultra. Here, this is sales. Let me put sales. Let me put sales as 10. That 10,000. Anyone up to 10,000? Let me put 10,000. Let me put 20. Let me put 0, and let me put 500. So can you see now I've updated this table here, right? I've updated this table here. So let me come here. This is my analysis, right? Or my report. So once you come to either your dashboard or anything, can you see if I come here, can you see refresh? Can you see refresh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'll click the refresh. Okay, let me refresh it here first. This is on pivot table, then I come here and say refresh. Has it affected it? What did I put? So, which one did I put now?
I think you added sales
Furniture, furnishing.
Furniture, furnishing.
Furniture, furnishing.
But this table we are working with, this is for. I want to be sure that it's that table that is linking to. If it's not this table, then it will be which other table now? So let's check. So, and this is their, so let me just come here. There's something to refresh here now. So let me come to my report. So so how will I know? So what did I increase?
Furniture.
Furniture. Was there any difference here? Okay, let me go back to that table. Let me increase it to, let me see the reports. So let's say this furniture, right? Okay, you know what we have done? It was just for one period that we just added. Meanwhile, this is a total. So let me say, for example, which one? Let's see quantity. Did we visualize quantity? Let me see this. I want so that this thing can stand out. You know, just adding one this thing to it alone will not make much difference. Because remember, all these are for different years. So let me do it like this. Let me drag it down just to replicate. Okay. So let me come back here. So just assume we have added up all those things. So let's now say refresh all.
Please. I don't like this with this.
Refresh all. I hope it's that table that is connected. If it's not that table, if it's not this table, then it will be which table? What's the name of the other table? Pivot table, have we? Or convert to table. Let me see. So let me take this. But the point is that once you update this table, it's expected to change, but I'm not sure which table is changing now. That's the only thing now. I'm not sure which table is being asked. Okay, let me. I hope it's not. Okay, that should be it now. That should be it. But anyway, because this is a little bit the data set, because I'm using so many sheets. So if you have your particular data there, so that your report sheet, the only thing you are going to do is just to be updating that table. This is the table I've always been using. So once you are done with it, you just click what? Refresh. And this is your dashboard. At every point, you need to be refreshing. So I'm sure maybe when we come again, when we look at the, what do you call it now? When we look at visuals. When we look at visuals, everything's supposed to come on. Okay, let me try and see. This is Indiana. Let me double click on this data. Let me double click on this. Okay. This is table 12. I thought it was pivot table that I was working with. Okay, let me increase one by, let me increase another one. Let me see. Let me increase one by, this is sales. So let me add. All right, so let me come back to this analysis sheet. So let's say refresh. Or let's refresh all. Reports. Refresh all. That means it's not connected to this table. So normally, once it's connected, once you just click refresh, your own job now is just to be updating that table. So once that table is updated, the whole report, we'll redo it again when we come back next week. Okay, or you can do it and try it at home. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So just try it again. Just once you have done your dashboard, now go and update the table. Then click refresh. So all your dashboard, the reports will now start automatically coming up. So you don't do any report again. You just do this once. So all they are going to be doing the office now is just to be updating that table. So once they update that table, you just come here and just click refresh. That's all. And your whole report will be refreshed. All right, I think this is a good start to the year. So hopefully we can keep this momentum going now.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, make sure you practice. So at least practice.
Okay.
Yes, practice.
Doctor, I hope the previous record we can access it.
Yes, it's on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I think somebody pasted.
It's on the WhatsApp.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, so hopefully we see you next week.
Thank you, Dr. Francis.
All right,
Thank you, sir. Really appreciate, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, take care.
Thank you, sir.
All right, bye.
So we'll try and get this recording to everybody.